Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Own friend, Lord Krishna. Shunyaha, void. Asmi, I am. Rahitaha, having lost. Nityam, for all time. Manyase, you think. Te, your. Anyatha, otherwise. Na, never. Ru, mental distress. Translation. Or is it that you are feeling empty all the time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna? Oh, my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected.
So, Krishna was the intimate friend of Arjuna, not only to Arjuna, all the Pandavas. So they cannot tolerate separation from Krishna. This is the sign of Krishna devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I have no love for Krishna. That verse, and they can't forget. Na prema gandhasti. So you have no love for Krishna, you are always crying for Krishna, and still he says that you have no love for Krishna. No, I am crying just to make a show. Actually, I am not devotee of Krishna. Why? Because if I could have been a devotee of Krishna, how could I live without him? I have not died still, that means I have no love. This is the sign of love, that a lover cannot live for a moment without being associated with the beloved. This is sign of love. So this love can be appreciated only between Radha and Krishna, or between the gopis and Krishna, not otherwise. Actually, we do not know what is the meaning of love. It's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Asrishva padartang pinastumam marmahatang karotuba adarsana yatha tathava vidudhati lampata matprananathasti svaivana jugaitam nimishena chaksusha pravishaitam sunnaitam jagat sarvam govindam virahena. Govinda viraha means separation. When Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was playing the part of Srimati Radharani, Krishna, when he could not understand himself, Krishna is unlimited. He is so unlimited that Krishna himself cannot understand. That is unlimited. The unlimited cannot understand about his unlimitedness. Therefore, Krishna took the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani, and that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That picture is very nice. Krishna taking the ecstatic love of Radharani appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahayanna. So by worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you simultaneously worship Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna is very difficult to worship. So, whatever we are worshipping, Radha Krishna, that is Radha Krishna in his Narayan form, Lakshmi Narayan. In the beginning, we should worship Radha Krishna in the level of Lakshmi Narayan, with awe and veneration, very strictly following the rules and regulations. Otherwise, Radha Krishna in Vrindavan, the devotees, they do not worship Krishna because he is God, but they worship Krishna, not worship, it is above worship. It is simply a love. It is like loving your lover. It does not mean worship. It is spontaneous, heart's business. So that is the Vrindavan position. So, even though we are not on the high standard of the Vrindavan level, still, if we do not feel separation of Krishna, then we must know that you are not still perfect devotee of Krishna. That is what it is. Feeling separation. Therefore, Yudhishthira Maharaj could understand that Krishna is no longer on this planet, and therefore he saw so many inauspicious symptoms. Now when Arjuna came back, he was asking, why you are so morose? Have you done this? Have you done that? Now he is concluding, I think your so great moroseness is due to separation from Krishna as I was feeling. The kachit preshtatama. Preshtatama. This is superlative. As in English language there is positive, comparative and superlative. Even in Sanskrit, prestha is positive, presthatara is comparative, and presthatama is superlative. Krishna is the presthatama, beloved in the superlative degree. Kachit presthatame na atha presthatamena hridayana atmabandhuna. Atmabandhu, Srihit, in Sanskrit there are different terms. Atmabandhu, Srihit, Bandhu, Mitra, they all mean friends but of different degrees. Different. Mitra means ordinary friend. As we have got, he is my friend. That does not mean he is my intimate. So the best friend is Srihit. Sweet means without any return. If you think of somebody, how he will be happy. That is called sweet. So, Hridayana Atmabandhuna. Krishna was always thinking of Arjuna, and that is the relationship. Krishna says, Sadhama Hridayam Mayam. As the devotee always think of Krishna, similarly Krishna also thinks of you. He thinks more. That is the reciprocation. Jathamang prapadanti, tam sataiva yama. If you think of Krishna 24 hours, Krishna will think of you 26 hours. Krishna is so kind. If you do some service for Krishna, Krishna will reward you 100 times. But people do not want. They think, what we shall benefit by serving Krishna. Let us shut my door. This is the misunderstanding. And our attempt is to awaken the dormant love of Krishna. Everyone has got love. The stock of love is there. But it is being misused. They do not know where to place that love. So that, because they do not know, therefore they are frustrated. Therefore they are frustrated. So, our Krishna consciousness movement is simply to educate people that you are loving, you are mad after a appropriate lover who can love you also, but that you cannot find out within this material world. That you will find out when you love Krishna. That is our Krishna consciousness. It is nothing very superfluous or concocted. Everyone can understand that I want to love somebody, Hankali. But he is finding frustration because he does not love Krishna. This is all. Only if you turn your loving spirit to Krishna, then you will be fully served. Jinatma samprasid suprasid. We are trying to peace of mind, to have peace of mind, full satisfaction. That full satisfaction can be achieved only when you learn how to love Krishna. This is the secret. Otherwise it cannot. Because you want to love and get satisfaction. That is completed when you come to the platform of loving Krishna. So these Pandavas, they are also on the level of loving Krishna. Everyone is on the platform, but it is the difference of degrees. The same love. Somebody is loving his family, somebody is loving his wife, somebody is loving his society or friendship, society, friendship, they say divinely. But the ultimate point of love is when you come to Krishna. Sabai pumsang paro dharma. Dharma means duty. That is dharma. Or the characteristic. Dharma does not mean the religious fanaticism. No. That is not the Sanskrit meaning. Dharma means the real characteristic. I have several times explained that the water is liquid. That is the eternal characteristic of water. When water becomes hard, that is not eternal characteristic of water. Water is by nature liquid. Even when the water becomes hard, just like ice, the tendency is to become liquid again liquid. So, our real position, conscious position is to love Krishna. But now we have become hard-hearted, not to love Krishna. Just like water becomes hard, ice, on account of some circumstantial position, when the temperature is very low, the water becomes hard. Similarly, if we do not love Krishna, then our heart should be harder and harder and harder. Heart is there for love. But why you are so hard-hearted? Why you are so much hard-hearted that we kill another fellow being or another animal? You do not care for it, for my satisfaction of the tongue, because we have become hard-hearted. Hard-hearted. On account of not being a lover of Krishna, we are all hard-hearted. Therefore, the whole world is unhappy. But if you hridayana, therefore it is said, preshta samayana atha hridayana atmabandhuna. If you love Krishna, who is our real friend, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Sridham sarvabhutana. So, when you actually become a devotee of Krishna, because the Krishna's qualities are there within you, although in small quantity, so you also become Sridham Sarvabhutana. Sridham Sarvabhutana means friend of all living entities. Sridham. What is the business of Vaishnava? Vaishnava business is to become compassionate with the persons who are suffering materially. This is Vaishnava. Therefore Vaishnava's description is Vanchakalpatarupascha kripasindubhayo patitanam pavanebho Vaishnavibho namo. Patitanam pavanebho. Patita means fallen. All living entities being fallen in this material condition, they are all suffering. The Vaishnava sympathy is there. Actually, there is any sympathizer for the fallen conditioned soul, he is a Vaishnava. He knows how, why they are suffering. Therefore he wants to give it the information. My dear friend, you are suffering simply for forgetting your real lover, Krishna. Therefore you are suffering. This is the message, Vaishnava's message. For this message, Krishna comes himself as the supreme law. He also says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sarva. Your loving propensity has been distributed in so many things. But you are not happy. Because if you don't love Krishna, whatever you do in the name of so-called love, you commit sinful life. Disobedience. For example, if you are disobedient to the state laws, that means your all activities are sinful. You may color it, this is very nice, but that is not. Nature, because you are a servant of Krishna. Jiven Sarupa Nitya Krishna Das. Your eternal position is to serve Krishna. So, without this knowledge, whatever service you are going to render to somebody else, that is simple. There is the same example. If you don't obey the state laws and you become a philanthropist, so I have seen in India, when there was independence movement, not only in India, in every country, there was independence movement, many persons were hanged, condemned to death. But he was a great lover of the country. But on account of his intense feeling for loving his country, he was hanged. Because the law, he disobeyed the government law. Just try to understand. Similarly, if we disobey the supreme government law, that is called dharma. Dharma means the supreme government law. Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat-prati. Dharma means, and what is that dharma? Like Krishna says, it is a very simple thing. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. The real religion is to surrender to Krishna or God. That is real religion. Without that point, all religions, they are cheating. Dharma projita koitava tra, Srimad Bhagavatam begins. Cheating. If there is no love of God, that is not simply some ritualistic formula. That is not religion. Just like Hindus go as a ritualistic form to temple, or the Muslim go to the mosque, or the Christian go to the church, but they have no love for God, simply official. Because they have to stamp themselves with some religious mark. I belong to Hindu religion, I belong to Christian religion. That is only for fighting. That's all. Because there is no love. If you are religious, that means you must be God conscious. So if you are God conscious, if I am God conscious, what is the cause of fighting? So that point they are missing. Therefore such kind of religion is cheating religion, because there is no love. The first thing is that we have to learn how to love. Sabari pumsang paro dharma, that is first class religion. Religious system we follow. Jato bhakti radho khaji. If you know how to love, adho khaji. When there is question of love, then the next question will be, whom shall I love? Therefore, Krishna's another name is Adhokhaja. Adhokhaja means beyond your sense perception. Here we love something which is within the category, within the jurisdiction of my sense perception. I love a girl or a boy or somebody, my country, my society, my dog, everything. But that is within the jurisdiction of your sense perception. But God is beyond your sense perception. And yet still you have to love. And that is religion. God is beyond sense perception. But if you love, although He is beyond your sense perception, then you will realize God. Sevanmukhi hi jivadu samavuspa. It's like we are worshipping a Radha Krishna. Those who are not lover of Krishna, they will think that this foolish person, they have brought a doll made of marble and they are simply wasting their time. You see? Because he has no love. He has no love. Therefore, he cannot appreciate this worship of Krishna for want of love. And one who is lover of Krishna, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as he entered the temple of the Lord, here is my Lord, he immediately went. So, what is the difference between that is the difference. A lover of God, he can see everywhere God is present. Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilopana. If you are actually lover of God, then you will see God in every step. Every step. Just like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when he was being attacked by his father, he was looking over the column, pillar, and the father thought that his God might be there at the pillar. So he immediately, is your God in this pillar? Yes, my father. Immediately broke. To keep the words of his devotee, God came out. So, appearance and disappearance of God is called the devotee. Paritranam sadhunam vinashaya duskita. God comes for two business, to give protection to the devotee and to kill the demons. So for killing the demons, he does not require to come. He has got immense power. Simply by his indication, any person can be killed. There is sufficient power, Durga Devi. But he comes for his devotee, because his devotee is very much anxious. He is always seeking protection of the Supreme. So because the devotee will be satisfied by seeing him, therefore he comes. That is it. Because this devotee is always feeling separation, just to give him belief, incarnation of God comes. Pralaya parati jali ditavanasi vedam. Definite incarnation comes, just to give belief to the devotee. Otherwise he has no business. There, in India, there is a class of Hindu. They call so, but actually they are known as Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj. The Arya Samaj's opinion is why God should come. He is so great, why he should come here? The incarnation they do not believe. The Muslims also, they do not believe incarnation. They also place the same plea, why God should come, why he should appear like a human being. But they do not know, neither they can answer this question, why God should not come. They say God cannot come. But if I put the question, why God cannot come? What is the answer? If God is all powerful, why you are curtailing this power that he cannot come? What kind of God is? God is under your law or you are under God's law. So this is the difference between lover of God and the demons. The demons cannot think. They think that maybe there is some God. He must be very formless, because he has got the experience of this form, limited. So therefore Mayavadi philosopher says that when God comes, the impersonal, he takes the form of Maya. That is called Mayavadi. They actually do not believe in God. Impersonalism, Sunnavad, Nirvishesha Sunnavad. Some of them are Nirvishesha. Yes, there may be God, but he has no form. And Mayavadi, both of them are Mayavadi, Sunnavadi. The Buddhists and the Shankarites, they do not believe. But we, Vaishnava, we know how the atheists are cheated. Sanmohaya Suradvisham, Lord Buddha came to cheat the atheist. The atheists do not believe in God. So Lord Buddha said, yes, you are right, there is no God. But you just try to hear me, but he is God. So this is cheating. You don't believe in God, but believe in me. Yes, sir, I shall believe. And we know that he is God. Kesavadita Buddha Sarira Jaya Jagadisha. You see, so sometimes cheating is required for the less intelligent class of man. But we are not cheating. We are very simple. Why should we cheat? Krishna says, Manvana bhava mad bhakta mad jati mang namaskuru. So, we say, please come here. Here is Krishna. And you simply think of him. What is the difficulty? Here is Radha Krishna, and if you daily see, naturally you will have impression within your mind about Radha and Krishna. So at any place, anywhere you can think of Radha and Krishna. What is the difficulty? Manvana. You chant Hare Krishna, as soon as you chant Krishna, immediately you remember the form of Krishna in the temple, Nam Roop. Then you are hearing about Krishna, you remember about his qualities, his activities, Nam, Guna, Roop, Lila, Parikar, Vaishnav. In this way, this you can practice. What is the difficulty? This is the beginning of practice. Actually Krishna is there. But because I have no eyes to see Krishna, I am thinking, where is Krishna? It is a stone statue. But he does not know the stone is also Krishna. Stone is also Krishna, water is also Krishna, earth is also Krishna, air is also Krishna. Without Krishna, there is no other existence. That the devotee can see. Therefore, whenever he sees stone, he sees Krishna. Here the atheist will say that you are worshipping stone, but they are not worshipping stone, they are worshipping Krishna because they know that there is nothing else except Krishna. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilocha. That stage we have to arrive. How you can say stone is not Krishna? Krishna says, you have to understand, Krishna, as Krishna says, the Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Pameira Panala Vayu, Kamamana Buddhiri Vacha, Vindami Prakriti Astadha, their mind. Just like I am speaking, it is being recorded, and when we replay, the same sound will come. And you know that here is our spiritual master. But I am not there. This sound is now different from me. Bhinna. Bhinna means separated. But as soon as the record is played, everyone will know here is Bhakti-Vedanta Swami. If you know, so that requires education. That Krishna so the more you engage yourself in Krishna's service, and more you can realize Krishna. Sevan mukhi jivadu same maspurati. So, our process is very simple. Simply engage your tongue. Leave aside all other senses. The tongue is very strong. And tongue is our bitterest enemy. And tongue can be your most intimate friend. This tongue. Therefore the Shastra says that Sevanmukhi hi jivadu, just engage your tongue in the service of the Lord, and He will be revealed. Very nice. Now what we do with the tongue? We talk of Krishna. We sing, chant of Krishna. We eat, taste. I eat Krishna Prasad. You will understand Krishna. Any foolish person, any uneducated or any position of life, you can use your tongue for Krishna's service. Don't eat anything which is not eaten by Krishna. Your tongue becomes your most intimate friend. And don't talk anything except Krishna. If you follow these two principles, Krishna is within your grip. Thank you very much. Acharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Tham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadvip Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Swami the Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glory to their Samadhi. All glory to their Samadhi. All glory to their Samadhi. Thank you very much. Namaskar, Kamala, Namaskar.